Welcome. In this session, I will present the Operating Vessel Cyber Vulnerability Analysis Report, conducted based on the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries Critical Information and Communication Infrastructure Protection Guidelines, commonly referred to as the CII Guidelines. This presentation is prepared by the SeaNet Cybersecurity team and reflects actual diagnostic activities performed on operating vessels. This presentation consists of 9 main sections. We will begin with the background and objectives of the assessment, followed by a summary of the key cybersecurity components within the CII protection guidelines. We will then discuss the rationale for applying CII standards to operating vessels, review our asset identification methodology, and describe the diagnostic approach used across managerial, technical, and physical domains. After that, I will share several major vulnerability cases identified during real inspections, explain the risk assessment criteria, and conclude with practical improvement recommendations and an overall summary. Navigation, machinery, and communication systems on board vessels play a critical role in sustaining national maritime safety infrastructure. Cybersecurity requirements imposed by the IMO and classification societies, including the E26 and E27 standards, continue to strengthen. However, due to the unique characteristics of live vessel operations, design stage standards alone cannot adequately manage operational cyber risks. Actual vulnerabilities surface only during operation, and these must be identified through systematic assessment. Accordingly, the objective of this analysis is to apply the security framework, vulnerability assessment methodology, and intrusion prevention principles defined in the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries CII protection guidelines to the operating vessel environment. Our goal is to identify real-world cyber risks and establish prioritized improvement measures that substantially enhance the vessel's cybersecurity posture. The CII protection guidelines define the minimum cybersecurity requirements that operators of national critical infrastructure must maintain. 4 core security components are emphasized. First, establishing robust information security governance and management measures. Second, performing vulnerability analysis and assessment. Third, preparing incident response and recovery procedures. And fourth, implementing preventive security controls to defend against electronic intrusion, including network, system, and access control measures. Although vessels are not legally categorized as CII, their functional importance is evaluated at an equivalent level. The CII guidelines articulate detailed security requirements across 4 areas: administrative, technical, physical, and intrusion prevention controls. Administrative protection includes security policies, documented operating procedures, role definitions, and regular personnel training. Technical protection includes network segregation, access control, authentication and account management, log monitoring, and patch management mechanisms. Physical protection covers access control for server rooms and communication rooms, equipment protection, and surveillance systems. Finally, intrusion prevention requirements include IDS/IPS operation, malware defense, secure remote access configuration, and periodic vulnerability assessment. These requirements align with standards mandated through MSIT notifications and with the common structures of other ministries' CII guidelines. There are 3 primary reasons for applying CII standards to operating vessels. First is functional importance. If navigation, machinery, or communication systems on a vessel fail, the resulting disruption affects maritime safety and the broader marine logistics network. This level of impact is equivalent to national infrastructure, making the application of CII standards logical and appropriate. Second is the alignment with international standards. Frameworks such as IMO MSC FAL, 1 CIRC, 3 IACS UR E26 and E27, and DNV Cybersecure notation all incorporate the same elements required by the CII guidelines: administrative, technical, physical, and procedural controls. Third, cyber attacks targeting the maritime domain are increasing. Incidents such as NotPetya, the Costco ransomware attack, and operational disruptions to LNG vessels' OT and PLC systems demonstrate that these risks are both real and escalating. The scope of this vulnerability assessment spans all major vessel systems, including navigation, machinery, communication, and administrative IT assets. Navigation systems include the Integrated Navigation System, GPS, ECDs, radar, and AIS. Machinery systems include IAS, PMS, engine control, and monitoring sensors. Communication systems include GMDSS, VSAT, fleet broadband, and CCTV. Administrative systems and PCs are included as well. Importantly, the assessment covers the entire OTIT network across the bridge, engine control room, and administrative zones. In the asset identification phase, we classify all onboard systems by function, location, and technical characteristics such as OS version and firmware version. We also map the network architecture, including VLAN assignments and security zone boundaries, and we identify both user and vendor access paths. The key deliverables from this phase are a comprehensive asset list, a data flow diagram to visualize communication between systems, and a zone and conduit overview aligned with maritime cybersecurity standards. Our diagnostic methodology reflects the structure commonly required by CII-based standards, IMO guidelines, and Classification Society regulations. We perform vulnerability analysis across 3 domains: administrative, technical, and physical, followed by risk assessment and the development of improvement measures. Risk evaluation is based on the formula likelihood multiplied by impact, which corresponds with the evaluation procedures outlined in the CII protection guidelines. The administrative vulnerability analysis evaluates policies, procedures, and governance structures that affect cybersecurity. Key inspection items include account and password policy, USB and portable media control, backup and recovery processes, chart update and change management procedures, crew training status, and third-party access procedures for vendors. Common issues identified include default accounts left unchanged, shared passwords among crew members, absence of periodic backups, and insufficient documentation of system changes. The technical analysis examines the security posture of operating systems, network configurations, and communication protocols. We verify OS and patch levels, identify the use of vulnerable protocols such as Telnet, FTP, or SMBv1, and check for unnecessary open ports and services. We also assess whether sensitive data is transmitted in plain text, whether VLAN segmentation is implemented, and whether wireless networks follow proper encryption standards. Remote support configurations are also reviewed carefully. In practice, we have encountered systems such as Windows 7-based ECTHIS units that cannot receive current security patches, unauthorized pathways between OT and IT networks, and administrative PCs with unrestricted access to bridge LAN systems. The physical security assessment focuses on protecting onboard equipment and ensuring proper access control to critical areas. Inspection items include lock status of bridge equipment, security of network lockers, procedures for key management, and access restrictions around communication and server rooms. Typical issues include network equipment placed in unlocked racks, and sensitive information such as port mapping diagrams posted in publicly visible locations. Risk assessment is performed using the formula risk equals likelihood multiplied by impact. Risks are classified as high, medium, or low, with critical cases clearly highlighted for prioritization. This assessment aligns with IMO Cyber Risk Management Guidelines, the National CII Vulnerability Analysis and Assessment Standards, and Classification Society requirements, including IACS UR E26 and E27 and DNV criteria. Improvement recommendations are categorized into administrative, technical, and physical measures. Administrative improvements include stronger account policies, enhanced cybersecurity training, established change management procedures, and formalized backup and recovery processes. Technical improvements include VLAN segmentation and zone redesign, the use of secure communication protocols, upgrades for end-of-life systems, firewall rule optimization, and stronger remote access security architectures. Physical improvements include locking equipment cabinets, enhancing CCTV coverage, and securing sensitive network documentation. Applying the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries CII guidelines allowed us to identify operational cyber risks that are not visible through design stage standards such as E26 and E27. Through an integrated assessment covering administrative, technical, and physical domains, we were able to clearly identify actual threats present on operating vessels, including default accounts, end-of-life systems, and inadequate segregation between network zones. By implementing the recommended improvements and maintaining continuous monitoring, vessels can achieve a cybersecurity posture that aligns with international standards and strengthens the safety and resilience of maritime operations. Thank you for your attention, and SeaNet is always here for you to reduce the potential cyber threats you may face. Our comprehensive cybersecurity solutions are designed specifically to meet the unique demands of maritime environments. Our dedicated team is available 24/7 to address any threats you may encounter at sea. Explore our comprehensive connected solutions by scanning the QR code below for additional detailed information. SeaNet stands for Sea Earth Air Network, creating a world that connects the sea, earth, and air. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to supporting your cyber resilience journey. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to access more high-quality educational videos and stay updated on our latest training sessions.